you only have to see on the video.
We're having a little play with Matt's car this weekend. Let's see if we can upgrade the seats in his Jaguar XF from the, what do you reckon, you got a 6-way at the moment, or 8-way?
8-way, I think.
So you've got 8-way, which is this type here, and he's going to have a go in 18-way. My God, I don't know what 18 ways is going to do for you, Matt. But so this is the bottom of the seats. They're fairly easy to take out the seats. Disconnect your battery. But actually, there was an order we worked out to this. So you've got the bolts you've got to undo. There's 4 bolts you've got to undo. Don't undo your battery first. Slide your seats back, undo the front 2 bolts there. Then slide your seats forward, undo the back 2 bolts. Do that on both seats. Then disconnect your battery. And we've got one of these tricky estates here. So we've disconnected, and there's 2 batteries. I haven't worked out what they do, but we've disconnected the earth on both of them, and everything's dead. Why we disconnect the battery? Because we've got seatbelt pre-tensioners, and the car's going to get all a little bit stressed if it doesn't see those for a while. So best just to disconnect the battery. The guy we bought these seats off has taken the pre-tensioners off the seats because he wanted to keep his exact pre-tensioners with his car, which is probably okay, but my theory is always Land Rover just produces cars down a production line and they're all going to be the same. They're not going to calibrate, but I'm not an expert, so that's entirely up to you. There were some plugs we had to unplug at the bottom. There was these 3 plugs here that just unplug. They got a little clip. One of them's got a little red bit you've got to pull down before you press the release button. That was all easy enough. Now, the seats you've got here, Matt, also have some cooling feature. Again, I haven't worked out how they do cooling, whether they've got some refrigerant or what. I'm not entirely sure. But you have to buy a little module. So let's just share that with you. We don't know if this will work yet. We're just doing it and making it up as we go along. But in the driver, and do you reckon we got this in the driver's and passenger side, or is it only
one module?
Is it only the one module, and it's only the driver's seat that's cooled? Do you reckon?
No, they're both cooled.
So the missus, she's gonna boil.
No, they're both cooled.
They're both cooled,
Yeah.
but there's only the one module on this side. Right, got it. Right, okay.
As far as I'm aware.
So here we did have this little blank, and you had these 3 wires here just going into this blank. It looked like they were going into something, but it turns out this is nothing. And then there's this little module. You should better read the part numbers off that, hopefully. There you go. If not, we'll post them up in the comments. But what's that module called? And that's called the heating and something.
It's a climate seat module.
Climate seat module. And you just got that off eBay, did you?
That came with the seats.
Come with the seats. Okay, so if you get the seats, you really want to try and get that. So we've plugged that in, and we're just gonna, yeah, there's the connections that we're holding the seats in. So we're just gonna put the seats back in and see if that all works. So we.
Yeah.
Now we don't know if we've got to update the CCF files, so that's your car configuration files, to tell it to turn it on. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll bolt those in, and we'll share with you whether it works without updating the CCF files or not. So we've got the 18-way seats fitted, and you'll see that on the controls here, you've got a lot more controls. So all the bolsters go in. Did you say you got electric headrests as well?
I don't know.
We haven't worked that out yet. But we've got loads of buttons to play with there. So we're quite pleased with that. But do you want to jump in, Matt, and show what... so obviously these heats were heated and cooled. And we haven't got any error messages come up, but we've swapped our pre-tensioners over because the other guy had taken them off. And then which menu have you got to go to find the heated seats? So, yeah. So you're thinking that we're going to have to get the CCF updated because you haven't got the cooling option.
Yeah.
But the heating works.
Yeah, the heating works fine.
So we're better off than we were. The memory works, the heating works, the electric stuff works. So there we go. If we get the CCF files updated, we'll put another video up and let you know. But basically the seat upgrade seems fairly straightforward. Oh yeah, go on, check that out. Yeah, electric headrest. So they're quite buzzy, really. So yeah, you can upgrade the seats. You can't plug the cooling in. The heating and everything else just plugs and plays. But you're going to have to get the configuration files on the car updated to use the cooling. So yeah, good luck if you want to do that upgrade.